was born in Trenton, New Jersey, to Maria Margarita Ludwig and John George Ludwig. She lived on her parents' farm until she got married. She worked as a servant girl before she met her first husband. During the Revolutionary War, she received the nickname of Molly Pitcher. Hi, I'm Molly Pitcher. One of the most interesting things about me is the fact historians do agree if I really exist and just a name given to the woman who helped during the war.
Betsy Ross was born on January 1st, 1752 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Her full name was Elizabeth Phoebe Grinsom.
She was the 8th of 17 children and was raised by her mother and father. Some of her brothers and sisters died as infants. She was taught to sew at a young age by her Aunt Sarah Griscom.
Betsy Ross had a difficult life. She was married 3 times and lost all of her husbands. 2 were killed during the Revolutionary War. When her third husband died of an illness, Betsy Ross was left to run the trailer shop by herself.
She had 7 kids, all of them were girls. She raised them all on her own when her husbands died.
Betsy Ross was always believed to be the woman who sewed the first American flag. George Washington decided he wanted a flag to represent himself and the colonies. He knew Betsy Ross was an excellent seamstress and asked her to make a flag. She made him a flag that looks similar to our flag today.
Betsy Ross died January 30th, 1836, of natural causes when she was 53.
Hi, my name is Betsy Ross, and I was the woman who made the very first American flag during the Revolutionary War. My father sent me to a Quaker school, and that was where I learned that I loved sewing. That's also where I met my first husband, John Ross. When we got married, we started a sewing business. He and I were very close friends with Martha and George Washington. I would fix George's uniforms for Martha. George Washington then knew I was a great seamstress, so he asked me to make the American flag to represent him and the colonies. I also suggested that there should be 5 pointed stars instead of 6. When John Ross died, I tried nursing him back to life, but it was no use. Later, I got remarried to Joseph Ashburn, who also died in prison by being captured by the British. I got married one last time to John Claypool. When he died of health issues, I didn't marry anymore. I just decided to continue sewing.
Elizabeth was born near Potomac River in Berkeley County, Virginia on July 19, 1765. A local girl, an ordinary teenager performing the act of a real-life hero. When she came back from Philadelphia, she was attacked by 300 Indians against 40 British, and Elizabeth died in Martins Ferry, Ohio, 1831.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Zane. In September 1782, I just returned from Philadelphia, where I had been attending school. When I came home, my family was attacked by Indians. Everyone ran into Fort Henry without grabbing gunpowder. I volunteered to get more gunpowder from my brother's fortified house 40 to 50 yards away from the fort. The gates were unlocked, so I dashed for the house. The attackers, amazed, did not fire. I reappeared with a supply of powder. However, they realized my purpose and opened fire. Although my clothes were pierced, no bullet struck me, and I returned to the fort safely.
Hannah Arnott is a proud, fearless woman who spoke her mind. Hannah Arnott was born on January 15, 1733. She was born in Bridgehampton, New York. Hannah has never been afraid to speak her mind, so sometimes she gets in trouble. She told the Patriots not to back down from the British. Hannah died in 1824, but we will always be thankful for what she did for our country.
My name is Hannah Arnott, and I am famous for butting into a meeting I wasn't invited to. The Patriots wanted to give up and just let the British rule them. Well, basically surrender. I told my husband if he didn't fight in that war, I would give up our marriage. But I went in and I told the Patriots that they were cowards. You need to fight for this country and not give up. This speech I gave convinced them and my husband to fight for this country. I'm famous for that speech I gave to those Patriots during the war against the British. Just think how you got here. It's all because of the Patriots fighting for our freedom.
Nancy Morgan Hart was born in Orange County, North Carolina in 1735. Nancy Hart caught 6 British soldiers, killing her last turkey after they forced her to cook it for them. She and her husband shot 3 soldiers and hung the other 3. While her husband was fighting in the Revolutionary War, Nancy participated in covert activities as a spy, even though she had children. Nancy died in Henderson, Kentucky in 1830.
Hi, my name is Nancy Morgan Hart. I rebelled against authority as a teenager and did not agree with my parents' religious and political beliefs, and I sure did not want to get married and live on a farm and lose my true self.
Patience Wright was born in the year 1725 in Oyster Bay, New York. Patience Wright was a famous American wax sculptor. Patience opened a successful wax sculpting shop in New York. When her shop burnt down, she moved to England to pursue her sculpting career there. She was hired by many British royalties, including King George III. Patience Wright let colonial prisoners who had escaped into her home during the Revolutionary War. Patience sent English military contracts to her sister in America by hiding them in her wax figures. Patience also passed information along that she overheard while sculpting for British clients. I, Patience Lavelle Wright, was born 1725 in Bordentown, New Jersey. I was the mother of Joseph Bright. I was considered America's first professional sculptor. I sent information to the colonies that I overheard while sculpting for British royalties. How would I be able to send the information I had gathered from England back to the colonies? I used my art. I hid messages in hollow busts and sent them to my sister Rachel. Rachel then sent the messages along to members of the Continental Congress and to other patriots. When I was in England, I helped to free and shelter Americans who had escaped imprisonment. My supporters included Benjamin Franklin, Deborah Sampson, the King and Queen of England, and William Pitt.